Hey, you guys. Let me figure out what I'm doing wrong. Hey, everyone. I'm not sure who all is on or going to get on. Either way, I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually cooking right now some shrimp tacos. But the Lord just put on my heart to come on and talk about love and how sometimes we feel like, well, he loves me or he loved me, but no matter what, no one can ever love you more than the Father. And I think sometimes we forget that, especially when we're going through. And I know I've personally been there and feeling like, oh, well, they love me so much or this or that. And just to remember that no one can ever love us more than God. You know, the Bible says, and I'm going to read it so I don't misquote, in Jeremiah 3:13, the Lord hath appeared and unto me, of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. And I think that's so important on a number of levels because, you know, it's through loving kindness he's drawn us into him. It's not forcibly. It's not, oh, under conditions. If you do this for me, then I'll love you. If you do that, then I'll give you what you desire. No. God just loves us unconditionally. Like, he literally wants the best for us and more for us than we could ever imagine. And I know personally, being in just bad relationships that you're in, and it's like, oh, but I need to do this so they'll know I love them, or I need to, say this or say that. And sometimes it's based so much on conditions that you can really get lost in something that God has never intended for you to be in the first place. And so that's just personally speaking from some things I've been through. I'm not sure about anyone else who who will watch this, because no one's on right now. But I just wanted to come on for a moment and share some of that with you all, and just encourage anyone out here who may be feeling like, oh, but no one's ever gonna love me like this guy does or this girl does at this moment. And that's so far from the truth. God always has the best for us. Hi, whoever's on. He always has the best for us and wants the best for us, period, point blank. And no one's love on this earth can ever compare to his, ever. And I think we have to continually remind ourselves of that and continually remain in him and continually seek his face, because that's what it's all about. It's all about his love for us and what he has in store for us. And I just pray that we continue to seek him for everything that we need and desire, because that's who it all comes from in the first place, and whose love is better than the love of God? Nobody is going to fulfill those empty places in our hearts, those wounds. No one can heal that like he can, period. Like, I know I've been in some relationships and felt like, oh, well, this is going to be good because it's going to make me feel this way and this way about myself. And when it was all said and done, no, it wasn't. And it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for my soul. And being more hurt. And not say that every situation is the same for everyone, but no one makes me feel better than God. Period, point blank. Not my family, not past relationships, not my daughter. She can't even fill those voids that are meant for God. There's a song by Bethel Music, and it's on YouTube. And in the song, it speaks about how, we have these voids. Hey, D, we have these voids. And guess who these voids were meant for in the first place? The Father, period. That's why they're there, because only he can fill those things. How are you? I miss you. And so it just further shows and goes back to he's our first love. Like, we were literally created to love him. And I just think sometimes about the numerous people in the world Oh yeah, I did see. I'm gonna check it out as soon as I'm done cooking. I'm cooking shrimp tacos right now. But how there's so many people in the world who don't believe in him, who say they hate him, who don't know him at all. And I know that it breaks the Father's heart because it's like, but I created you to love me. Like, think about how so many people have children. And why do they have children other than, other reasons? But a lot of people have children because they want something precious to love on. And that's how God is with us. Like, he wants us to just love on him and him to love on us and give us our heart's desires and he wants to give us his heart's desires. He has so many things in store for us that are literally mind-blowing. But a lot of times we do hinder ourselves from it because we're so caught up in us and not wanting to do what he's called for us to do. And it leads us off the path. But the whole time he's like, come on. Come on, you can do it. Just get closer to me. Come on, just get closer to me. Let the hindrances go. Let the doubt go. I have you. Trust me. And that's been one of the biggest lessons I've had to learn myself, is just learning to trust the Father unconditionally. About a month and a half or two ago, my daughter, we were walking across the street, and there were cars in the distance, but they weren't anywhere close to us. And we're walking across the street, and she goes, oh no, Mommy, the cars are coming, the cars are coming. I'm like, Zoe, it's okay. Like, they're far away. It's all right. She was freaking out. And I'm like, what's the problem? Like, it's not close to us in any way. And she continually did. And I'm like, what is going on? So I was sharing with one of my apostles, and he was like, that's how you are with God. And I literally stopped me from speaking. I was just like, oh my gosh. It's so true. Like, that's how I was at that time with God. Like, he was leading me, but I'm like, oh no, Jesus, what's this? I'm not sure. And I don't, you're backing up, you're hesitant. And God's like, don't you know I have you? And as I was looking at my daughter, like, I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Like, you're 5, chill out, it's okay. But she was freaking out. And that's the same thing I was doing with God. And it just blew my mind. One, because just look how God is teaching me through her. And two, like, wow, God, you would teach me through her, and you have me completely and utterly in everything. I just have to trust you and keep walking. And I was just like, wow, God, like, you are literally amazing. But I just want to encourage everyone tonight who, hey, D, D's on here, whoever else may watch it, to just not think that whoever you were getting that love from, that's the end. And you weren't fulfilled by that. This is not the end. God has so much more in store for you on every level you could ever possibly imagine. He wants to fulfill those desires. He wants to fill your heart with his love so that you can also show that. Life is so crazy because we hear about God's strategic, but no, God is literally so strategic. And you receiving his love and responding to that and giving it to others, it blesses others' lives, and it's literally a ripple effect around the world. Yes, only true love comes from God, and it is. If you can't really love somebody without his love, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be very honest. When I was in the world, I was not a nice person. I wasn't showing love to people. I was mean. I was angry all the time. I was bitter, angry. I wouldn't say I was an angry black woman, but probably like a little borderline. And I'm short, so I had short people syndrome. There was just a lot of issues going on. And there was no way I was really showing God's love, even in relationships. I wasn't always nice. I wasn't showing, oh yeah, I'm going to love you like Christ loved the church. No, I didn't care about your feelings, about anything. And I was going to say what I wanted, how I wanted, and could care less, and could make you feel this little about yourself without cussing you out. Like, I was going to go there. And then when I was out there like that, I would straight up cuss you out. And that's not the love of God. That's not at all. And how could you really show it if you don't know him? You can't. It's just not possible. But, whoever may watch this, I pray that, the Lord begins to minister to you if, you felt like you can't be loved by him. But God is really waiting to accept you with open arms. So I pray you all have an amazing night, morning, whatever time you're watching this. And I pray you all are extremely blessed tonight. And I cover you with the blood of Yeshua, Jesus. And I just decree and declare that you will have an amazing amazing time with God and